Snakes. More than 3,000 different species of snakes may be found worldwide, with the exception of Antarctica, Iceland, Ireland, Greenland, and New Zealand. Only 200 of the 600 poisonous species, or 7%, are capable of killing or seriously injuring a human. Non-venomous snakes, such as the harmless garter snake and the not-so-harmless python, kill their prey by either suffocating them to death or devouring them whole. Nearly all snakes devour their prey whole, in sometimes astonishingly enormous chunks, whether they kill via squeezing or striking with venom. The majority of snake species have scales covering them, and as reptiles are cold-blooded, they must control their body temperature externally. Scales have a variety of uses. They minimize friction as the snake crawls and trap moisture in arid environments. Several snake species with essentially scaleless bodies have been found, yet even those contain scales on their bellies. Snakes and humans. Snakes are misunderstood and often maligned, primarily out of ignorance about their true nature and position in the natural world. All snakes are predators, but venomous snakes, that is, biting snakes that use their fangs to inject toxins into their victims, have given an inaccurate reputation to the entire group, as most people cannot tell the dangerous from the harmless. Only a small percentage, fewer than 300 species, are venomous, and of those only about half are capable of inflicting a lethal bite. Although snakebite mortality worldwide is estimated at 80,000 to 140,000 people per year, the majority of deaths occur in Southeast Asia, principally because of poor medical treatment, malnutrition of victims, and a large number of venomous species. Although there are roughly 8,000 poisonous snake bites each year in the US, there are typically less than 10 fatalities each year, less than those caused by bee stings and lightning. Bee stings kill 10 times more people in Mexico each year than snake attacks do. Snakes can regulate the quantity of venom they release, and they can bite either aggressively to get at prey or defensively to defend themselves. Snakes do not want to squander their limited supply of venom, which they have at their disposal at all times, on non-prey species. As a result, roughly 40% of bites that humans receive are defensive and dry, without envenomation. According to statistics, most snakebite incidents involve either capturing and handling captive snakes or attempting to molest or kill wild snakes. The snake is merely protecting itself in any scenario. For instance, rattlesnakes are poisonous, and huge ones may inject a lot of venom, making them highly hazardous. However, none will assault a person if left alone because the majority are timid and fleeing. They will coil up and rattle as a warning to be left alone when approached or harassed, only striking as a last option. The majority of reported occurrences of snake attacks are thought to be caused by human intrusion into the snake's area, which causes it to feel surrounded or trapped, or by provoking a snake during the mating season. Only two snakes, the black mamba, Dendroaspis polylepis, of Africa and the king cobra, Ophiophagus hanna, of Southeast Asia, have a reputation for being dangerous aggressors, even in these situations. But in the great majority of cases, snakes are not dangerous. People seldom have a neutral attitude about them. Instead, they frequently express feelings ranging from religious reverence and superstitious dread to rejection and overwhelming horror. Venom is used by cobras, vipers, and other closely related species to paralyze, hurt, or kill their victims. Fangs are used to inject modified saliva as venom. Although rear-fanged snakes like the boomslang just have a groove on the posterior edge of their fangs, more advanced, poisonous snakes like viperids and elapids have hollow fangs that allow venom to be administered more efficiently. Snake venoms frequently target particular prey, making their function in self-defense secondary. Like all salivary secretions, venom serves as a predigestant, starting the process of breaking down food into soluble components and promoting healthy digestion. Tissue damage results from all animal bites, even those from non-venomous snakes. Some animals, birds, and snakes, such king snakes, that feed on poisonous snakes have evolved tolerance to some venoms, and some have even become immune to them. 3 families of snakes are venomous, although there is no official taxonomic categorization group for them. Generally speaking, it is inappropriate to refer to snakes as poisonous snakes. A poison is swallowed or breathed, whereas a snake injects its victim with venom through its fangs. However, there are 2 exceptions. Rhabdophis sequesters toxins from the toads it eats, then secretes them from nuchal glands to deter predators, and a small, unusual population of garter snakes in the U.S. state of Oregon retains enough toxins in their livers from ingested newts to effectively poison small local predators, such as crows and foxes. The complex protein combinations that make up snake venom are kept in venom glands at the rear of the skull. These glands open through ducts into grooved or hollow teeth in the upper jaw of all poisonous snakes. The proteins may contain a mixture of neurotoxins, hemotoxins, cytotoxins, bungarotoxins, which are similar to neurotoxins but also directly affect muscle tissue, and other toxins that have various adverse effects on the body. Neurotoxins target the nervous system, hemotoxins target the circulatory system, cytotoxins target the cells. Hyaluronidase, an enzyme that enables fast venom dispersion, is present in almost all snake venom. Hemerotoxin-producing venomous snakes frequently have fangs at the front of their mouths, which makes it simpler for them to inject the venom into their prey. Some snakes that employ neurotoxins, like the mangrove snake, have fangs that are curled backward at the rear of their mouths. Both the snake's ability to employ its venom and scientists' ability to harvest it are hampered by this. However, elapids, like cobras and krites, are proteroglyphic, meaning that their hollow fangs cannot be extended toward the front of their jaws and cannot stab in the manner of a viper. The victim must have been bit by them. According to some theories, all snakes may be somewhat poisonous, with innocuous snakes possessing mild venom and lacking fangs. The majority of snakes classified as non-venomous would be regarded as harmless under this notion, since they either don't have a way to distribute venom or can't release enough to injure a human. The idea suggests that poisonous lizards, including the Gila monster, beaded lizard, monitor lizards, and the extinct mosasaurs, may have descended from a single ancestor that gave rise to snakes. With many other saurian species, they belong to the same venom clade. Winter dormancy. Local species will go into a state of brumation in areas where the winters are too chilly for snakes to withstand while still being active. The inert mammals are genuinely sleeping during hibernation, whereas brumating reptiles are awake but passive. Individual snakes may hibernate in caves, behind heaps of rocks, or inside downed trees, while vast groups of snakes may congregate in hibernacula. Fossils. Snakes may have descended from burrowing lizards during the Cretaceous period, according to fossil evidence. Najash rhyonegrina, a two-legged burrowing animal with a sacrum and a totally terrestrial body, was an early fossil snake cousin. The Bornean earless monitor Lanthanotus is one living analog of these supposed ancestors, though it also is semi-aquatic. In order to burrow, subterranean creatures developed bodies that were streamlined, and eventually they lost their limbs. This theory postulates that characteristics like the translucent, fused eyelids, brill, and absence of external ears developed to address fossorial challenges like scratched corneas and dirt in the ears. It is known that certain early snakes had hind limbs, Although the pelvic bones were not directly connected to the vertebrae, these include somewhat older than Najash fossil species like Haseophis, Pachyrachis, and Eupotophus. This theory was reinforced in 2015 when a fossilized four-legged snake with 113 million years of age was found in Brazil and given the name Tetrapodophis amplectus. Its various snake-like characteristics, ability to burrow, and stomach reveal that it was a predator of other creatures. It is presently unknown if Tetrapodophis is a snake or another species, in the squamate order, as a snake-like body has independently evolved at least 26 times. Tetrapodophis lacks recognizable snake characteristics in its spine and head. According to a research published in 2021, the creature belongs to a class of Dolichosaurs, a genus of prehistoric marine lizards from the Cretaceous era that are not closely linked to snakes. An competing theory, based on morphology, contends that the progenitors of snakes were aquatic, extinct reptiles from the Cretaceous clade mosasaurs. 18. The external ears of snakes were supposed to have been lost due to disuse in an aquatic environment, and the fused, transparent eyelids of snakes are thought to have developed to fight marine circumstances, corneal water loss by osmosis. In the end, this produced a creature like modern sea snakes. Snakes returned to the land in the late Cretaceous and continued to diversify into the snakes of today. This theory is supported by the discovery of fossilized snake remnants in early late Cretaceous marine strata, which are also older than the terrestrial Najash rhyonegrina. Although some of these characteristics are shared with varanids, similar skull structure, shortened or non-existent limbs, and other anatomical traits seen in both mosasaurs and snakes contribute to a good clavistical association. Recent genetic research has shown that snakes are not as closely linked to monitor lizards as previously thought, and as a result, are not connected to mosasaurs, which is the suggested ancestor in the aquatic scenario of their development. Nevertheless, there is more evidence connecting mosasaurs to snakes than to varanids. Both hypotheses may be rejected by the discovery of fragmented remnants from the Jurassic and early Cretaceous, which provide richer fossil records for these taxa. Thank you for watching. View more our channel videos.